All right. I just wanted to kind of echo one of Colorado Survey's comments that at the beginning of this project as well, we went through a considerable amount of turmoil and probably would have gotten further along than we necessarily did on some fronts. But that said, I think with the current personnel that undertook the project, we were made significant strides, at least on the technological side. So with that. So what the project allowed us to do was to reveal a pretty good amount of legacy data sets, primarily related to studies that were pursued under NERI grants and DOE grants during the 60s and 70s. And so that allowed us to bring out of paper and into GIS format a lot of georeferenced locations as well as analytical data for borehole temperatures, gravity samples, aeromagnetic surveys, and just bedrock sample data. It also allowed us to digitize and expose quite a few 1 to 24,000 scale bedrock maps, something we hadn't been able to really kind of get together and get pushed out and exposed to anybody, any potential users, as well as well data and depth to bedrock mapping generated from our well data. It also allowed us to go into the field and collect new samples for bedrock chemistry, as well as additional borehole temperatures and springs. And then take full advantage of our ArcGIS server instance to publish data, expose it to folks that would potentially use it, and also improve our data management practices. So the results are currently these 14 published data services that you see before you. This is just a screen grab from our REST page, and that kind of summarizes things neatly. We were managed to get 2 publications with USGS. One of them, you can see at the link there. And I'm bringing in the document that's on web-enabled for borehole temperature data. And we did that in 2 rounds, adding approximately 19 or 20 additional borehole temperature profiles. And in the second go-round, we also did more enhanced suite of things, such as telescoping viewing, as well as a few other measurements. So the other aspect that really kind of got helped, or a result of the project, I should say, it fostered greater collaboration with the UNH Earth Sciences Department. And let's see here. Okay. And so, kind of summarizing a bit, the continuing project impacts were from using much of our data. We've got a UNH PhD student who will be doing a reanalysis of heat flow for New Hampshire, using most of the data sets that we compiled or created, as well as some data they may collect on their own. We're also using our bedrock sampling data we collected as a teaching tool. We're exposing that so that UNH faculty can use that. And so it covers aspects from all the way from outcrop scale to hand sample, and then geochemical and petrographic analyses, so that somebody could bring the service into a map, visualize it there, look at the outcrop from where the sample is collected, look at the hand sample, and then look at the analyses that get reported out. And an example of a petrographic analysis report that we did is this PDF that's linked through the data service. And so, goes through, estimates major minerals, accessories, gives you a photomicrograph of plain polarized light, and then cross nickels polarized light example. So it's kind of neat, kind of an interesting teaching tool that I hope folks at UNH or wherever really might take advantage. And then so some of the outputs, additional outputs, will be eventual web mapping applications, as well as greater understanding and utilization of open source technologies. And so that pretty much constitutes my presentation. I'd really like to thank the folks at Arizona for coordinating, and Christy and Ryan especially so for their patience and help. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. And I just wanted to add that one of the reasons that I asked both you and Rick to present is that you all successfully are serving your own data services in the state of New Hampshire. You're not using a hub. You're not using, you did this using your own servers and things. So I think that's a really neat asset that you guys bring to the table here as well. So I want to thank you for being patient and taking that on as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I guess I didn't explicitly indicate that, yes, but yeah, we are doing that.
So I'd like to open it up for questions. Oh, I have to unmute everybody.
Hi, this is Lisa. Whoops.
Lisa, go ahead.
Hi, this is Lisa. I noticed one of your data sets at thermal thermal springs. I'd just be curious what you all have up there that's thermal.
I mean, as it turns out, they're not really thermal per se. One of the things that we thought that they might be useful, or measurements of spring-type conditions, would be having an understanding of what the overburden groundwater temperatures were like, apart from the downhole temperature measurements that we collected. But having something specific to the overburden, I think, would be helpful, and ground source heat pumps, which are likely to be more of a source that we would use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Hi, this is Arlene. Thanks so much. I just wanted to mention something that we found out yesterday from our exhibit at the Datapalooza. We had someone stop by who had asked if we could add a resource for teachers, and so I had referenced the U.S. Gen Foundation as being capable of providing consulting services that teachers may want to take advantage of. So yours is a really great example of something that's ready to go for teachers, especially, the bedrock chemical samples and some of the other things you mentioned. So that could be the next step. One of the individuals who stopped by the booth has the National Teachers Association that he works with, who offered to meet with U.S. Gen Foundation. So, maybe, Kim, you could work with Greg and others to forward, this kind of information for curriculum. His specific use was K through 12, not college, but, I see even high school as being a good audience for this data, and since it has a geothermal relevance attached to it, meaning potential for heat pumps, it can make some really interesting curriculum as well.
Absolutely.
Great. Sounds like we'll be following up with you then on this.
Sounds great.